Amaya is toxic as fuck. Ace is absolutely fucking full of himself. Jeremiah needs to grow some balls. Huda is a gaslighter. Taylor is kidding himself on. Nick is a skis bag. Love Island USA episode 8. In my last video I says it was episode 6, but people are counting after sun, so you haven't missed one if you're watching them all in order. So let's begin with Amaya. This girl is a walking personality disorder. What the fuck is going on with her? Aye, okay, I think we can all agree that Ace shouldn't have picked her, and he's playing games when he's playing mind games, and he sounds quite controlling when he speaks to her, but she's fucking unhinged. When he chose her the other day, and then took it to the side and says, I'm not affectionate, I won't be cuddling and blah blah blah, aye, okay, she was right to be upset, because she says, oh, I was excited that you picked me, and then you're saying all this, right? And I was like, totally on her side. Aye, okay, it looked as if she was overreacting, but she's allowed to express her feelings. Then, when he spoke to her again, and he says, what do you call your partners? And she says, I give them a nickname, or I call them babe. And he says, oh, I don't like to be called babe. And then she lost it again. And I thought, right, okay, she does call everybody babe. Again, she's allowed to express her feelings. But at that point, I thought she was going to be like, do you know what? I just, like, we obviously don't agree. Like, I can't be fucked with this. And I thought that it was done. But then it continued. And she was saying to people, oh, Ace is my number one, I still want to pursue him and all that. I was very confused by this. She then had the fucking cheek to say to Shelley, what have you done to Ace? Why does he keep pursuing you? Why the fuck is it Shelley's fault? Shelley is just existing. She hasn't done anything. She hasn't bewitched him. She's got the fucking mentality of somebody for the fucking 1600s. Oh, if my man likes another woman, then she must have bewitched him in some way. She's the one to blame. She must have done something. Fuck up, Amaya. Maybe it just doesn't like you because you're a fucking psychopath. We all seen her flirting with Austin as well. It was pretty clear to me that she liked Austin. I didn't think that she was like just leading him on. Now I completely understand that she was upset when Ace asked Shelley if she wanted to do yoga, because the night before he gave Shelley a cuddle and then she asked him for a cuddle and he basically knocked her back. Aye, okay, you would be upset by that. I'm not saying that she's wrong in everything that she does. But then once again, she took it out on Shelley, as if it was her fault. She didn't ask Ace to go and do yoga, he came up and asked her. I will say though, when Ace came up and asked her if she wanted to work out, she was in the middle of making breakfast for Austin. And she should have said, do you know what, I'm going to have breakfast with Austin first and then we can do yoga later. But, you know, whatever. So she was supposedly trying to have a conversation with Shelley while she was just attacking her. And she just doesn't listen. She just screams over everybody. She's the one in the right, she doesn't listen. At that point I'd be like, do you know what, either listen to me or get to fuck. Because this is not a conversation. This is the fucking Amaya show. Then later, Ace took it to the side and he was talking to her again. He was trying to talk to her and he says, this is how this is going to go. I'm going to speak, you're going to speak, and we're going to listen to each other. And he listened to her. And then once again, he tried to reply and she just fucking shouted over him. And he's like, ah, you're using your hands and you're shouting and I can't hear you. Now, I don't really like the way he spoke to her because it was quite patronising. But at the same time, it's as if that's how you need to speak to her to get through, because she doesn't fucking listen. And he actually gave her the courtesy to say, no, do you know what, like, let's just be friends or let's move on or whatever. Whereas I'd have just went, do you know what, bitch? Get to fuck. See if you're not going to listen, fuck off. Not that I'm agreeing with Ace's actions here, but she just needs to shut her mouth and listen for like fucking 3 seconds of her life. Then, later, she was talking to one of the girls and she says, oh, I don't like things being calm in a relationship, give me toxicity. That's the problem. There's so many women that I see on TikTok day in and day out. Oh, men are all the same, men are toxic, men are this, men are that. But yeah, it's women who say, oh, I like a bad boy, I want toxicity in my relationship, I want to fight. Then who the fuck's the problem? The vast majority of my relationships, the guys have just wanted peace. They just want to be left to watch their shows, or they just want to go and do stuff. They just want to relax half the time and not fight. Don't get me wrong, I've had exes that have wanted to fight, but women go out specifically to look for a bad boy, or somebody who's toxic, or somebody who wants to argue, and you're like, ah, this is exactly what you're getting, so what the fuck are you moaning about, bitch? I hope Austin doesn't end up with her either. I know that he's a total slut, but I mean, come on to fuck, man, she's too much. Jeremiah's been talking to the boys, and he's saying, I don't really like the way Huda speaks to me sometimes, she'll say like, oh, that was good, or whatever, like, trying to be a mum, and then some of the guys are saying, oh, I don't think she's really into you. But then some of the guys had says, oh, I don't think she's really into you as much as she's making out, but we get that for you as well. And then at the end, when Huda tried to speak to him, and he was just like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? Why are you acting like a child? Why are you not communicating? No wonder she was annoyed. And then when she took him to the side and she says, like, why are you not communicating? And he's like, oh, the boys were saying this. Oh, the boys were saying... Do you know what? Go and fucking shag the boys then, you fucking dick. See if you're more interested in what the boys have got to say, go and fucking suck some dicks. And come back to me when you fucking grow up here. That being said, let's be honest, Huda is also a bit unstable. Because when she was sitting basically trying to get Jeremiah to ask her out, and then he was saying, I'm not saying I'm totally closed off, like I'm not interested in talking to him now, but I'm not saying that that's not going to happen. And then she's like, oh, should I just go and talk to people then? Should I just go and talk to people? She knows exactly what he's saying. He's saying, at the moment, I'm happy where I am, but I'm not saying that somebody might not come in that I might be interested in. But she's like, oh, I'll just go and speak to people. I'll just go and speak. Nobody fucking wants to talk to her now because they all think she's a psycho. And also, Jeremiah was saying that she was acting like a mum in front of some of the boys, so does that mean they all know that she's a mum now? None of them are innocent in this, but obviously they've been in there for like a week and she's already like, well, if you claim me then, and I won't be saying that. And she was gaslighting the shit out of him, but he's not very good at standing up for himself. Taylor's still saying to the boys, oh, there's no physical connection between me and Orlando, but it'll get there. Like, there's no point in trying to force this. Right, I'm not saying that Taylor's not a nice guy. Orlando deserves better. She says to him now several times, I'm giving you the green light. And he's like, oh, that everything's fine. But he's just not being honest. He's just not says to her, there's no physical attraction. Bitch, there's plenty of other people who fucking find her attractive. Austin has had enough of the triangle. And he's in there. He seems as if he's just want to be with somebody and settle down with him. But we all know that he's a total fucking slut. And he even said in the diary room that he doesn't open up to people, he's not vulnerable to people because it's just like meaningless hookups, but he feels comfortable to open up to Shelley. And okay, people can change, right? They can. But realistically, would you want to go with somebody who's a pool boy? How many times has he cheated? Like 4 or 6 times. He's a pool boy, that's his job. He's going to be going around shagging all these old rich women. Like, he can't be trusted. And even though I feel like in the villa he seems like a nice guy, apparently he was saying stuff on social media before he went in, which I'm not looking into because I'm not that interested. But just like, he's a slut, you know? And I don't really know how I feel about him. Ace is needing to get a fucking grip of himself. 1 minute he's saying to Amaya, I'm not affectionate, I don't do hugs and blah blah blah, and then he's away cuddling Shelley and he's giving everybody mixed signals. And Austin was right, he only picked Amaya to see if Shelley would chase him. And Shelley's not about to fucking chase anybody, especially this dickbag. Ace wants to come across as the guy, no drama, everything's chill. He is the fucking drama. Nick was talking to Jeremiah and he was saying, oh, I don't really know like if Huda's at that and he is what she's making out, and I get that for you, and it's like giving mixed signals or whatever. He's got a fucking cheek. He's the one who was fucking playing two lasses against each other and then making out like, oh, I told her it was 50-50. Oh, I told her I was feeling it. Fucking liar. Fucking lying skis bag cunt. Shelley's just trying to exist, right? Okay, people fancy her. She should have said to Ace, I'm making breakfast for Austin now. And then it'll work out with you later, right? She made the wrong decision and it caused a bit of drama. But it wasn't really her fault, and why the fuck is Amaya blaming her? It makes no sense. During the game Pucker or Pie, Huda was asked what islander was just waiting on somebody else coming in, and she said Ace, and he was raging about it. So when Amaya says to her about it later, she says, oh, it's just that I would rather pie Ace than you. And then when Ace asked her about it, she says, oh, it's just I would rather kiss you than her. And the guys were saying, like, she's not being honest with her answers, and that just proved it. Like, just fucking be honest. Amaya wasn't happy that Taylor said that she was trying too hard, and she came over to talk to him, and the guys were like, well, fuck, here she comes. I'm scared of her. No cunt's going to want to pair up with somebody like that. She's insane. Anyway, the whole fucking villa's fucked. Let me know what you thought of last night's episode, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!